Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of our podcast. Today, we are talking about something we all share our journey learning English. Eh, I am your host, and today I'm joined by my awesome classmates, Lina María Barajas, Laura Vanessa Espitia, and Sharon Stephanie Rada, and me, Lady Camila Bolívar. Let's dive right into our first questions and also about tell me your experience with English in your career, in your process. Tell me about who is talk about this topic. You start learning English or key challenges and how did you overcome them and effective strategies that help you improve. Tell me about classmates.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. Today I want to talk a little about my experience learning English as a student, as a bachelor degree in English as foreign language, more than talking about grades or levels. I want to share what this process has really meant to because honestly, it has been a journey full of challenge, learning experience, frustration, but also many beautiful and meaningful moments. Currently, I consider myself between A2 and B1 level, and even though I am choose the graduating, I felt than that there are still many things I need to improve. Something that makes me feel insecure because people often think that by the end of a degree and you should feel completely prepared. However, over time, I understood that learning a language is a continuous process and that we never stop learning. Um, One of the big challenge for me has been overcoming my fear of speaking English. Many times I feel nervous when I had to practice in class or speak in front other people. I was worried about making mistakes, mispronouncing words, or not finding the correct words to express myself. There were moments when I even devoted my own abilities, little by little, I understood that making mistakes is also part of learning, and that fear can only be overcome and through practice. And there were also moments of exhaustion and frustration. Learning English requires a lot of discipline and consistency, and it is not always easy to stay motivated. However, I started looking for more dynamic ways to learn, listen to music in English, watching series, practice vocabulary every day, and using language learning application helped me a lot. Gradually, I began to notice improvements in my comprehension and confidence. I remember that it's in some classes, students were very shy or did and not want to practice, and that made me question whether it was doing this correctly. But but with time, I learned that teaching also means being patient, creative, and empathic. I started using games, songs, and more dynamic activities, and a little bit light. I saw how some students began to participate more and feel more comfortable with the language. Um, in the future, I want to continue learning, preparing myself in growing, but personally and professional, I would like to become a teacher who inspires confidence, motivation, and love for language learning. I want to continue proving that with effort, patience, and dedication, it is possible to improve. To finish, I can say that learning English has been much more than studying a language. It has been a process that I helped me grow as a person, face my fears, and discover abilities that I did not count I had. I amongst the journey has been perfect. I feel proud of everything I have achieved so far. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for my listening to me.
Thank you, Lina, for telling me about experience. I share with you English not easy in the learning process because there are many skills: listening, writing, speaking, and other skills. But it is important always practice in especially speaking and listening because when we practice these skills, we can learn pronunciation, vocabulary, different terms or topics importance for our learning. Also, it's true, I identify with you, frustrate or fear um, in my life when I started at UNAD, in conferences, in homeworks, quizzes, tasks. I start practice speaking and listening. But sometimes I scare for speaking in the moment. But if I try again, I know to learning English. Okay, perfect. Continue, classmate Laura. Please tell me about how do you journey learning English in your process, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Laura Vanessa Spitia Gonzalez, and today I want to share my experience learning English. To begin with, I started learning English way I was schooled. At the time, it was yet another subject for me, and I didn't really pay much attention to because I say something only for passing exams. How often, as time with I realized that English is also a very important skill for communication, education, and future job opportunities, especially into this world. At the beginning learning, English was not easy for me at all. I struggled with vocabulary because I had to memorize many new words. Pronunciation was also difficult because some words sounded very different from how they are written. But what I found most difficult was listening what people spoke English quickly or naturally. I couldn't understand everything. and I had replayed things many times. That made me fixated sometimes, and I also felt nervous when I had to speak because I was afraid of making mistakes or saying something wrong. Even so, I didn't hear up little by learn. I started to improve by using different strategies. One of the things that helped me the most was listen to music in English. I started paying attention to lyrics and trying to understand the meaning of the song. I also watch movies and videos with subtitles, which help me cannot spoken English with recent word. I try to practice vocabulary every day, even it was just for a short time, like 10 or 15 minutes. I also repeated word out loud to improve my pronunciation of these small habits made a big difference in my learning process over time. Looking ahead, my main goals is to speak English more fluency, and naturally I also want to feel comfortable using English in different situations, such as in my studying and presentation, and even in my future. Here I know that learning English is a long process, but I also know that is where it because it opened many opportunities in life. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, classmate Laura. I admire you when you listening to music. For me, sometimes difficult listen to music. The letters is faster. So when I listen to music, what? How do you say the song, or how do it sound a meaning? But the songs help to people educate ear, educate pronunciation is is a resource or tool good for your learning. Also, you comment nervous is true. I feel nervous when hear people talk about faster. And I share with you effective strategies that help me my improve English. In my case, um, I don't practice every day, but when I can practice English, I read readings, news, I improve my English. Also, I have a game in my cell phone called Momo English. It's a tool present vocabulary and pronunciation. Help me every day. I like to play every day because it's a tool where I find vocabulary. Um, this tool rewards and budgets. Yes. um, Classmate Sharon, tell me about your experience English, please.
Mm, Hello, peers. About my experience, I started learning English at school when I was a child. Later, I practiced more by listening music, watching videos, and studying online. One challenge was speaking because I feel nervous and slow. I improved by practicing little by little and not being afraid of mistakes. Some strategies that helped me We're learning new vocabulary every day, watching movies with subtitles, and practicing speaking and reading. One memorable experience was understanding songs and simple conversations in English for the first time. I made me feel very happy and motivated. Now I think my English level is intermediate. In the future, I want to speak more fluently and use English for travel, work, and learning other languages. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, classmate Sharon. It is important um, traveling of the world. The language offers our different experience, words, or can travel in other places, knowing cultures, people, universities. In my case, my level is B1. I believe every day it is important practice to improve my English. Also, my goals in English is I will English teacher speaking and listening perfect and will interact other people speaking and listening and today to improve English. Thank you for your participation, Lina Maria, Laura Vanessa, and Sharon Stephanie, and finish a podcast.